Hey,
4.
and welcome back to another replay on the ICReplays channel. Got a series now. This is Will and Steve against, was it Elias and Yamagata, I think you said?
Elias and Yagami,
Yagami, I'm sorry.
the Polish power couple who has been shaking up the 2v2 meta lately.
Also another team for the World Cup, am I right?
No, well, maybe.
Oh,
We're
no,
not
Elias
sure
is
yet.
Swedish, isn't he?
Elias is Swedish, that's right, and Toaster is also Swedish, but we're trying. We're struggling so hard to get Toast to sign up for this tournament because the Toast Elias team would be well
It
challenging.
would be
It'd be so
definitely
good.
another contender for sure. World Cup's really shaping up to be quite a nice tournament, actually, so super stoked to see how many teams actually end up signing up and then playing, so we'll see. So,
Yeah.
3 games. We've got the duos, face off, and thin ice. Is there any order you want to do these in?
Let's. Oof, no, I'm not sure, but let's start with duos, then we'll do face off, then we'll do thin ice.
All right, let's do it. Also with
I
me,
don't.
we have Will, obviously, who has just been talking, and
Hello, we've
Phil
also
as
got
well.
Will.
I also exist.
Yeah, Phil does exist.
It's
I
the
mean,
double Will Phil cast. It's
yeah,
never been iller.
it's just what dreams are made of, isn't it? And I've met both of you now.
That's true. That's so weird. Yeah.
I might be the only person in the community who has met both of you.
No, Tammy's met Phil too.
Oh, okay.
And Matt just missed out because he was working when I was in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Ah. We got Will and Steve bottom, and Elias, and you're gonna
You
forget the
can call
name
him
every time.
ZX.
ZX top right as well. So Steve gets the early hench out, as do you, I believe. Presumably, are you guys both going for the islands this early?
Well, we'll wait and see. I don't want to spoil it, but I am definitely going for the island. I basically always do quick expansions with 2 hench these days. I have
Okay.
no idea if it's optimal, it just feels good.
Well, that's kind of the more important in IC, is doing something that feels nice, feels natural, that's something you're used to and something you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And something that works for your rhythm. Obviously, not everyone's game style works for everyone, so
I remember seeing the double island get early commit work well in the World Cup last year. A couple of teams tried that.
Someone
You get
put work
access to
together
so
for
many resources.
oh, you do.
You just deny it.
I think Logan and I did it against Ryan and who was Ryan's partner? I can't remember
Pen of
now.
Fate,
Pen
I
of Fate,
think?
it was, yeah. And
Pen of Fate.
Ryan ended up steamrolling, certainly me on that game. I think Logan had Fate on the left hand side and ended up doing all right there.
Yeah,
But
I think you guys still walked away with the win there. But really, on duos, I genuinely think it's more psychological than anything else because you have so many resources in your base, but if you lose both the islands, you just know that eventually you will die.
it's something that I think Mutton Sniper referred to as just tightening the screw. So
Yeah.
rather than going out for the win straight away, it's just about making it more difficult in the long run for the opposition to win.
Yeah.
Steve getting the forward water chamber up. And I don't know if that
Yeah, so
henchman spotted him. I think it did. So ZX might
I
be prepared for
believe
this.
did, yes. It swam after him for a little ways and then stopped.
Don't believe ZX is level... Oh no, he has got level 2. They're both level 2, okay. I know you two are both level 2 as well.
Yes, and I'm occupying this island basically. I start building water chambers even though I don't have amphib level 2 because I just wanted to scare Elias into thinking I was going to hit him with amphib level 2.
Mm-hmm. Kind of falls back into the mind games aspect of the game. A piranha? Is this piranha baboon?
Yes.
Nice. So ZX... Quite a few players are digging the piranha at the moment then.
Quite a few players digging higher level 2s as well, which I'd quite like to see.
Units coming out. The Animorph, Cheetah Lobster, and
The Predator. Steve repping KA Applegate.
there's Gazelle Eels. These are nice as well. I might try these. Huge damage, 10. Ooh.
And he's upgraded them straight away, which is really cool.
He's got the
And
melee on those as well.
little bit of context. This is just coming after a game on Maya where Steve. It was the same teams, but Steve won by just 1v2ing them with an Oog Pista Tarantula rush.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't even know it was happening, and then they both died. So Steve's coming off a huge wave of momentum with a really fast level 2 rush.
But
And
double
just
chambers,
getting
but no
shut down.
production. Yeah. But he's baited the units all away from his base. He's going to get such an economic advantage by hitting all these henchmen.
Wow, that's a great play. I didn't even see him do this in the game because I was too busy at the moment with Elias.
I was going to say, although these water chambers, bear in mind you don't have any amphib here, they're just
Yeah.
soaking damage and stalling for you, which means you can
I
get
felt
these
really good
sunbeams
about
up.
that.
These
Yeah,
look really
yeah.
nice too. Garden, what are these? Garden spider tails?
Yes, 0 Lex.
Very nice. Very nice. Good damage, good defense, HP.
Got to do something about that turtle model though.
At least they don't have the turtle head, which is the most egregious part.
Agreed.
Wolverine Frogs, highest HP level 2 range.
Interesting.
Highest EHP, I should say.
And how
They're
did
so
you
good.
find that?
Honestly, not great, not terrible.
No. How did you
sorry,
find
I
it?
don't
And not.
Kev's Combiner app.
Ah.
Absolutely Kev's Combiner app. But they're really good because if you frenzy, they sprint. Like they just happen to be right on the cusp of the speed animation, so they walk normally. Then when you trigger frenzy, they sprint.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, that's exactly what you want in a unit.
And there's my spider alligators. If you want to have a look at those.
Oh. Oh, very nice. Just the alligator back legs? No, front legs. Okay. This is where
Which
your
is
amphib's
arbitrary.
coming in.
And here's the gosh darn alligator velvet worms.
Oh, beautiful FX coming in.
And I just melt. See how quickly they just rail me.
Yeah.
It's insane. We had about the same numbers, but I was losing like 1 per volley almost.
Ooh.
Is your attack speed
Just
faster
take
as
the
well?
other island.
Attack speed is maybe faster. I'm not sure.
Does
Seem to
that
be
stack
getting
with
more
the sonic effects? With the slowdown?
I don't know, but I assume so. I assume that the slowdown is per hit.
Might be something to look at. They do look like they
Yeah.
fire sonic quickly.
And of course, even the Bombardier Beetle range struggles against it because of the immunity.
Mm.
But thankfully, sound beams are just a hard counter.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
Sam's always are really good versus sonic.
Steve and Yagami are really duking it out over here. I didn't realize Elias also sent support. That's really good.
Yeah, it's good to see Elias and ZX actually making a pretty good team.
Yeah, they synergize really well, actually.
Yeah.
They
Steve
play
doing
together
numbers on the generators. Really good rating. And Hercules Beetle alligators. These are
Oh,
nice.
Supple Nip XXL PhD. I loathe that.
I mean, I despise the name, but I do like the unit. That's pretty nice. They shred that workshop.
Oh yeah, yum yum.
Barrier Destroy Flyers is something that isn't really seen, but is actually very effective, particularly at level 3.
Oh god, sorry. Switch back to the other island real quick because this is really heartbreaking stuff. So poor ZX brought out so many of these piranha baboons, but they just get picked off one by one. I don't think they get a single hit.
Oof.
Oh no, nothing has yet.
Oh, so many.
Oh,
I was just so happy to
no.
finally see some units that I could attack because those velvet worms just get me completely at bay.
I mean, you are getting outranged though. You have 19 damage to their 22. So that is something to be like aware of. They are always going to get the first hit
Sure.
in, and that is always going to hit your front line first. You're permanently trying to reinforce, and permanently going to get your front line hit. So that's
Yeah.
always going to be a disadvantage. Which is
Is
one of the
baboon
shortcomings
best
of the
choice
spider.
for those
For the piranhas?
threes? Yeah.
I don't know.
what's
I
this
mean, it's
one?
not like you pay for the double pack. It
Level
will.
three.
It does. Wait, sorry. Do you mean for the level 3s or for the piranhas?
No, the piranhas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you only wanted it's only a level 2, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's
Maybe that's
a
why they
good
melted
choice.
so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god, and it's such a bad matchup because I can't even poison them because of immune. So it's just like, bye.
That's kind of one of the investments you make if you're going to go with poison artillery and poison direct range.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be aware that that is going to be a weakness, and you know that sunbeams are a counter, so continuously building them is always going to help. You really want to tower crawl your beach here to really solidify everything you've got going
That's
on.
something that I've really been trying to pick up from the Black Tigers because they're
Hmm.
just so dominant with their sound beams.
I think what I really would have liked to see is some tower crawling coming from mid as well. A
Mm.
lot more Sonic coming out. These are Lion Dolphins by Steve.
Ooh, gorgeous.
Like these a lot as
And these
well.
poor tuna pines getting mangled. I'm a big fan of tuna pines.
Hmm.
I think that was just
Really, any
ZX.
pressure in mid at the moment would do it.
Yeah, I think that's true. And we were just both so busy trying to keep our islands.
Bat humpbacks, bat narwhals. I love these things.
Oh yeah.
Used these a few times, but never had as much success with them as I'd always would have liked to.
It's one of those units where it seems like every time you use it, the enemy brings immune.
But stat wise, like on paper, they should be really, really good. What are these? Are
Tragically,
these?
great white giant entities which also have immunity.
Were you bringing Defile this game?
No, I wasn't. This was actually just a coincidence. I genuinely didn't even plan it. I just threw this
Right.
army together in about 34 seconds before we started playing.
That is the actual optimum time period to build an army. Anything
Clearly,
longer than
yes.
34 seconds is excessive. Steve doing bits over here. Baboon Narwhals as well.
But
These will
notably,
do
Steve
nice at
still
farm.
has not been able to consolidate here.
Not at all. Steve going 4? Is he out 4?
No, he's not going 4, and I don't think he's at 4 yet. I think ZX stays at level 4 for a while ahead of us.
Well, no, because you're at level 4
Steve
there.
Steve on your island as well.
Sorry. No,
No,
he's
I saw
not.
some red over there.
I did offer, but he didn't reply.
It seems like he's been just being a nuisance on that island, but he hasn't
he's
been
never
able to
really.
expand anywhere else.
Yeah,
Either.
he's not solidified it, but he's done really well with preventing ZX from gaining a real economic foothold over here.
That's right. If
Oh, he has
had,
up
I think
until
we
this
would have
point.
died. If ZX had level 4 and that island, I think we would have just lost.
I'm
These
not
velvet worms,
sure. Because ZX hasn't got a massive unit. It's not like
no,
Elias
but
does.
that's because Steve has stopped him from having that island, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
he was just able. He sunk all his resources into leveling, and he wasn't able to make an army.
Super nice Moose Archfish. I love the speed change you've done to these, by the way. They're really, really nice now.
Yeah,
They're
we've
super
actually been
quick.
using Moose a lot lately. It's really nice. Oh, but this hover here to block the Moose artillery saved all of my anteater's lives.
And the towers, actually.
It
That's
was
really
really
big.
lucky, actually.
Was that a calculated play or was that an accidental?
It was, but it worked a lot better than I thought it would.
It's probably one of those things that now you've done it, you'll be aware that that exists and you'll be more conscious about it in the future.
Well, yeah, I was.
I don't think you need to remind Will that.
No, but hover blocking is seen as a bit of a gimmick strategy, but if you encompass that into regular gameplay,
yeah, it's incredibly useful. It's massively underlooked, I think. Especially
I saw
now
what
we've
happened
got
to Ben in the 1v1 tournament.
that was an exception. That was just rude. That was just bad behavior.
It was painful to watch.
So Steve actually during the game now messaged me complaining about these worms because they did such a number on his cuttlefish. Holy hell!
oh yeah, they do shred.
Bye.
I think it's that range that both of you are using short distance direct range.
Yeah, yeah.
Sonic is going to match up well versus range there, and it, to be honest, should.
Well, historically, Sonic hasn't been longer range than any of the range attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only recently that we've started making Sonic attacks that have the same range as other non-Sonic range units. So, and I'm still struggling to deal with these albatross baboons.
Yeah, they look very bulky. 750 HP. And
So
Babian has
that'll
good
be-
defense, especially upgraded.
And you can see now I'm starting to panic because ZX has gotten level 5 and he's pumping out these sperm whales, and I don't have any horns except for these mooses. And these guys have got so much EHP.
What's the plural of moose? Is it meese?
No, it's just
Mises?
moose. Also, ZX is in Steve's base.
Oh, good shout. Oh, that'll be the units that came down. Oh, and
Yes,
there's
indeed.
more. More of these L5s. 1200 HP, 55 defense. That's really good.
And yeah, I kind of thought we had lost at this point because,
Another big
goodness
raid up
me,
here.
those whales are so scary. Worth pointing out too to the viewers, we have instituted a defense cost reduction so that 10% of your defense is now free on units. So going for high defense units is more efficient than going for high HP units. And I think you really see that with these sperm whale turtles.
More efficient, but also more risky is the trade-off.
Exactly, yes. But poor Steve, only at level 4. Cuttlefish versus this Sonic is a terrible matchup.
Yeah, I really like the defense change because I think it favors people who are stuck in the old ways of using horns, like myself.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, horns, yeah. Buffing defense is also a buff to horns.
yeah, it is.
Basically. And here's the boy. I love these guys so much. This Hercules squid.
Let's see what this is going to do. I mean, the deflect in theory should be really, really good against the Sonic. Because with multiple units attacking the deflect has so many opportunities to proc.
That's right, and the regen.
As well as
and
I want maybe some more hover blocking. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think I did too much more, but I think I only made like 10 or 12 of these units, and they just lasted the rest of the game.
All these. Oh, Steve needs to be restocking this, but he's going 5.
Yeah,
Did a
and a
very
solid
good job
call.
taking this. He needs to focus down these units though. Yeah, he's going to lose all these units now, all these cuddles.
But again, he's denied ZX. Oh, there you go. Nice
Huge
burst.
sonic boom. This is
And
good micro.
There's just a lot of panic going on for me at the moment because it's just so hard to see where my units begin and ZX's units end. And Elias units, of course.
You're doing a good job focus firing there, and could use the frenzy.
I really like these panther giant squids.
I was looking at these actually, thinking these look pretty nice.
They're really yummy.
Not
You back them up
particularly many
with something they
abilities,
can
but
hide.
it's the speed, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And they can hide behind these colossal squid hercs. I've got a little bit of hench heal out now as well. And honestly, you only need to make this many colossal squid herc beetles. That's all you need for the rest of the game.
Yeah, those stats are pretty yummy to be fair. They're faster than I thought they'd be. 18 speed is not that bad.
Because beetles scale really well. Insects in general scale really well for speed.
This is just not dying.
Yeah.
Another big attack. What are these? Are these giant squid oogs.
Yeah,
They're
interesting.
colossals. No, these are giant squids, yeah.
They are colossals, I believe.
They're ranged, so they're giant.
No, they're ranged because they have artillery.
Oh, yep, yeah, colossal, you're right.
Oh, Steve, that's gorgeous. Look at him throw some rocks.
Very chunky. And artillery is going to be pretty good against these, because artillery has some piercing damage. If upgraded, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think he does have the upgrade yet, because I think there's a little icon that pops up when you get it. But also, interestingly, those whales uniquely have extremely bad spacing. So you can only hit like 3 at once with artillery, which is pretty funny.
That's Elias going 5. And
Oh,
that's too
gosh.
late, because you are really steamrolling through his base now.
Steamrolling extremely slowly, because these turtles still take 1,000,000 years to die.
But it won't be for now, because you've moved these. I mean, all you have to do at this point is, right, focus hench, and then go for chambers, and it's game.
Exactly.
These Condor Blue Whales are really, really nice. I like these
My
a
god,
lot.
52. Shaggy's nemesis, indeed.
Elephant archfish coming out. Not a huge upgrade on the moose archfish, to be honest.
No, I'd actually just stick with the, pardon me, with the moose archerfish and bring something else at level 5. Like, I don't know what Elias's level 5 combo is like. I don't know if he has melee or what.
Elephant's kind of in a bit of a weird spot, I think. It's not really powerful enough to be a really strong level 5 anymore. But it's also a bit too powerful, maybe, for level 4. So it's
certainly, yeah. Look, the theory is like spam level 5, but whether or not that's appropriate is another question.
Yeah. For another day as well, I think.
Yeah.
Steve now assaulting East Island.
Oh, is that it?
Gorilla squids, I love these. These are cute.
Gorilla giant squid and chimp colossal squid. Steve, that's hilarious.
Double squids. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought for a moment he was going to use this artillery to hurt his own units, but he doesn't, thankfully. Now, both of these melee, or both these range units actually have decent melee, so that's kind of fun. They weren't stuck.
That is really funny, yeah.
Really expensive for these gorillas, but I actually think they're pretty tasty, so pretty nice.
There's a lot of things I'm so tempted to do with the giant squid that I haven't done before with big range units. It's opening my eyes to a whole new horizon.
Obviously, the only thing that limits them is
it is a nice gap. You're right.
Any kind of potential. It's not a hindrance or like a problem with it, but you just got to be aware that they're limited to that 15 damage or 16 damage, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's 15. I mean, obviously with upgrades it gets higher.
18.
But
you're never going to be upscaling that.
No, you're not. Well, if you go Behemoth or something, it will, but why would you?
Yeah.
And that's something that Matt actually was really careful about. When we were talking about balancing squid, Matt was like, do not, under any circumstances, give it really high range and really high damage, because otherwise
it will be the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be silly.
Although the Behemoth idea is probably worth looking into.
That will be good, but I mean, it'll be kind of like a Behe Cuttle just with regen instead of camo, I would say. They'd be pretty similar.
No, because the Cuttle would have a lot better damage. And keen. Whereas the squid doesn't have the damage, it has the range. And
absolutely right.
Keen's kind of really interesting, I think, in the game. It's not really super used as a game, you guys win. Keen has a lot more uses than I think people give it credit for. Like raiding and camouflage is so prevalent, particularly at level 4 at the moment with like Narwhal. And then the early game, we're starting to see more Snowy Owl, more like Walking Stick, and obviously Chameleon range and Cuttle range has always been good. So Keen Sense is really good against those. So going to the next game, Face Off. Are we doing? Yeah.
Yep. Same teams.
Yeah. This was a full series, right?
Yeah, we played a few more games than we uploaded the replays for. We just uploaded like the best 3 or something. We played like 8 games this morning.
This is you and Steve on the right, and Elias and ZxEvte left. Basically,
every game we saw, specifically I saw ZX getting like better and better. It was really cool. He's got heaps of potential. Poland's going to do really well in the World Cup. I'm excited.
Well, that's the thing is Elias has kind of come out of the woodwork, and I mean, I haven't been playing IC for a few months probably. I've only recently got back into it again, and Elias has been one of those players who's cropped up when I've not been around, and even in the couple of weeks I've been here, he's like, oh, okay, this guy is getting pretty good. Like, he's developing very quickly. He's obviously, I don't know if he's got a background in RTS games like Toasted, but he's picking it up pretty quickly, which is cool to see.
He's just one of those people, and I remember I heard you talking on a replay a while ago about like natural aggression in players and that kind of thing, and I think that's something that it's hard to teach, and when someone like Elias brings it naturally to the table, it's just amazing. And his It's level 2 rushes. I think you're going to see one now. They're just... God damn. This unit that's about to be produced here is something that I personally want to erase from the face of the earth. So I obviously moved really fast here and took their Northern Expo, which is a cheeky thing that I like to do. Steve placed a chamber there because I spent too much resources expanding.
Yeah. This is something that you don't really see ever done. Is oh, here's that level 2 Lemming Scorpions over pop and barrier.
There's not even time for the chamber to play
the
effect.
animation. Yeah. And see, Steve and I were actually prepared for this because we'd faced it before. So our reaction was slightly panicked. Both of us basically spent all our resources trying to fight these damn things, even though it was just for an expo. Just purely because we're scared of the little bastards. And I think down south, ZX is going on the offensive as well.
Just a few hench. You don't have a chamber up yet, Will?
No, I certainly don't.
Oh, it's your first coming out now, and it's going to be too late.
Certainly, but if you can get them while they're trickling in and you don't get surrounded on your hench, you can take them down pretty easy in fist combat.
Oh, okay. Oh, as you're demonstrating, actually. It's just a lot of time away from mining.
That's right. I have lost like 1,000 coal on mining by this point.
And it's not really costing that much at all. Although I love these level 2s because the Grizzly Bear Skipper.
Me too. These are gorgeous.
Oh, here's the Oog Tarantula too. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed.
A famous unit. Really, really good. Elias trying to steal our expo, but luckily I spotted him. And here's ZX really settling into the south. He's taking the old... Yeah, snail alligators. I really like these guys. They do not have the DPS to survive on their own, but they're great meat shields.
I mean, sometimes just really meat shield units isn't really a problem, because if you force the opponent to building sandbeams or expending energy and expending resources, not energy, in killing them, then they've kind of achieved their task already, even if they're not just like there to soak up for a glass cannon unit or a range unit behind. Although lion piranhas, nice.
I've seen ZX use them to soak up damage for SB towers. So he'll expand with soundbeam towers behind the snail alligators, and use the soundbeams to deal the damage, which is really cool.
Yeah. It's probably a very good way of using them, actually.
We've got, what's the lion piranha's name again?
This is Gruzwa?
Grzywa, that's Maine in Polish.
Ah. So Will is now our resident Polish speaker.
Yeah, deeply Polish. Destroying that expo. And me trying to take some pressure off south there by attacking Elias.
Which is good, but there's so many scorpions again.
So many damn scorpions. They just keep appearing.
They do build really, really quickly.
Yeah,
but I mean, they cost reasonably. You've got to have a decent economy to get enough of these out to do enough damage, I think. But
14 is almost nothing. 14 for barrier destroy and overpop.
No, it's the 67 coal though for how weak they are. Really.
38 death, my man.
Yeah, but the damage in them, or the potential in these, is about how quickly you can burst units, right? Or burst structures, or burst something down, right? So it's fast development or fast production, so you just get a lot of them out very quickly. So rather than massing at home, you mass any way you want to very quickly, and that's the danger of them, I think. But
absolutely, yeah.
ZX did a really good job though. ZX took south almost entirely, and has really put a number on Steve. And obviously, you've been fighting this whole time with Elias, but looks like you had to come back and help Steve. But if Elias, seizes this.
Steve simply no longer exists at this point. Steve has got like 5 SBs in base, and that's really all. Because ZX just did such a good job of punishing him.
Grizzly eels. I like these.
Really, really like these a lot.
And
really...
more overpop. Oh dear. This is Lemming Bowler.
Yeah, see, I don't think Elias is even level 3 at this stage.
I don't think he needs to be.
Clearly not, because I'm busting out these like relatively high power level 3 units and he's just keeping me at bay with level 2 garbage.
You can get soundbeams up, you can stall these long enough. You and Steve did do a good enough job defending. Steve now needs to recover though very desperately. Getting a workshop presumably so he can convert electricity.
See,
Or
this,
convert
I remember
coal.
this being extremely frustrating as well, because I just want to roll in and take out this yellow base here, but he's got these sound beams up. And I'm kind of like, okay, I've got these beefy range units, I'll take on the sound beams, but I really start to suffer.
Oh, especially with all these scorpions as well.
Yeah, and I have to pull out. I've lost that engagement, I've lost several units, and I've really got nothing to show for it.
Except a whole bunch of scorpions outside your door,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Luckily, the eels beat the scorpions in melee, so...
Yeah. Just the swarm of them, it just prevents you from ever really getting your critical mass going.
And then every now and again, there's just like a higher power unit from ZX in the mix as well, with these really, really good line runners. I would have loved to see him use the pack a little bit more. There's a few instances in this game where he just didn't manage to get 4 of them together in the same place.
No, I mean, there's some really fun things you can do on Phase Off with Amphib. If you bring your units around the outside of the bases, you can come in from behind on either side, which is really fun to do. Would I like to see some more players go for these generators too? We haven't seen enough of that either, I don't think.
Yeah, I got these generators in the middle basically for free, and I took the north one as well. And I think that might have been the main reason why we won, to be honest with you. Sorry for the spoilers. But this is the beginning of it now with these bombardiers up north. These are
Getting
insanely
your
good
tower
units.
crawl out will help a lot with those spam twos.
Yeah, that's an indicator of the degree to which I was frustrated by those level 2s.
I mean, until the scorpions come out, yeah. I'm not really
And
sure
me-
artillery is the play anymore.
Well, no, it is, because I
Oh,
can just
you can
bombard
just
his
yeah,
base.
yeah. There he is going 3 at 14 minutes nearly.
Yeah, I do wonder. This is something that B-Champs mentioned recently. Long range artillery in general being overpowered. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Well, it is, but also he did such a damn good job. Like when I saw him go level 3, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What? You haven't been level 3 this whole time? Then why haven't you died? How have you still been alive?"
Lion Hux coming in. I really like these. These are right on the cusp between level 3 and level 4. Super high
Indeed.
power.
But I cannot use them because there's artillery.
Yep. You could be using your range though.
Yes, I could. I should have. You're absolutely right.
I don't think it really matters. I think at this point you this game fairly under lock. Is these grizzly armadillos? Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
These look
They'll
pretty
be
fun. With ostrich lemmings from Steve. Pretty nice.
That's a very cute run.
Elias is about to die.
He brought a really high energy play to this game as well. Just like lots of units going lots of places, unsettling everybody on the map essentially. Like,
Well, that's that aggression though, and that's so valuable in IC.
And it was really cool because he was busting that out while ZX bringing out some higher power stuff, and it really nearly paid off for them.
Oh, more lemmings. These are hornbill lemmings.
Oh my god. I actually really like the idea of overpop on flyers because I often find by the time I want to make flyers, they just get picked off one by one. So I actually want to look into maybe like a nice overpop condor or something.
Yeah, overpop condor, overpop albatross. could be interesting. Although actually the Vulture also would be pretty fun for that frenzy.
True.
Would do some pretty good damage with those. Yeah, and this really just looks like you've taken over the whole map near enough. Done a really good job here, Will. There's just nothing that anyone can do against these bombardiers. With a few wheels protecting them, like Elias can't touch them, melee can't touch them.
That's it, and the sound beams behind him, you know, it's just like, it's whatever.
But set up nicely by that opening play, taking their expansion.
Yeah, well, that kind of nearly killed us because Steve sank so many resources into defending that expo. It was just luck, honestly, at the end of the day. That was going to be the wrong call about as often it was going to be the right call. So,
well, if you weren't prepared for the Scorpion overpop, it would have gone badly.
That's a great point. We did know it was coming. We had experienced its wrath previously.
Just sort of have another look at these. Good grief.
So on stats, I'm not scared of them at all. Like on paper, it's like 34 health, whatever. But then when there's 6 of them within a second, that is suddenly terrifying.
That damage and
almost
barrier is
like-
just...
They build so fast that it's almost like 2 of them are like 1 high power level 2 unit. So it's almost like instead of 1 of these, it's 2 of these at whatever, like 130 coal and 40 elec or whatever. He's cute.
I don't know. We'll have to experiment with overpop flyers at some point. Alright, let's go into the third and final game we have here, which is Thin Ice.
Yes.
Probably my least favourite 4-player map. It shouldn't be, but it's just never been a map I can get on with. I don't know why.
I love a bit of Thin Ice just because it's so different. Just that mid is so wacky. But I've got to say, like, historically, it's one of the maps I'm most scared of. I just never seem to have a good time here.
Let's see how you play out. Go for an early rod, 2 hench, is that? Yeah.
I think a lot of action happens up north relatively early. I'm not quite sure how early.
Oh, Steve, your idle lab.
He got 2 rods up, so there's always a little bit of idle time.
Yeah, that's true. It means he's going for a fast 2 though, so you'd expect to wreck a rush.
Yeah.
Elias is... that looks more like a standard build to me.
Yeah, agreed.
ZX a little bit slower, but again, pretty standard.
I had quite a lot of scouting time on hench, so I sent this hench down and around because I was really worried about like proxy chambers. So for a few, on a couple of different occasions, I sent hench around walking, just looking out, which did delay me a bit. So Steve's going 2.
Oh, and how far? Elias hasn't started. Oh, this chamber here. I kind of expected a proxy chamber more like towards this expo.
Agreed, yeah. But, you know, he probably doesn't want to send those hench far away from home so they can go back and keep mining. And depending on how fast his units are.
Oh, actually, it's also a case of he probably doesn't want to take the expo if he's going to rush because he's not going to have enough resources to fund a rush. Oh, are these zebras?
That's the classic. That's the classic Steve Zero like level 2. These zebra garden spiders.
Yeah, these came up really nice in the in Kev's Combiner app actually for Zero like level 2s a couple of patches ago. I don't know if they're still there, but I would have thought so. They were like one of the best level 2s for Zero like. Elias still hasn't gone to. Or has he? He must have.
He's going. He must have. Weird.
He might have just hit it.
I'm not sure I understand that.
Yeah.
But Steve, unfortunately, he probably should have gone for that expo already, but he might not have known it existed.
Okay, he has gone to. What are these?
Oh my goodness.
Baboon Panthers?
Baboon Panthers. These are so good.
Very nice. Especially with the hench punch as well.
Yeah, really good job with that. And Steve,
Polygons.
unfortunately, just his units weren't in the right place. If they had all gone for that expo, he would have been able to wipe it out, and that creature chamber would not be there.
Let's pull these back.
See, these are relatively expensive. They're towards the upper end of what you'd want to pay at level 2. But if you can get a mass of them, ooh, unfortunate. Steve walking several units past them, getting meleeed on the way. A lot of those cuddles died for free.
I think he's got a forward rally point, like here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Meanwhile, I'm attacking ZX. Probably not too much to see down there, just sending in.
These lion tuners. Love these.
Yes.
Oh, I love these. These look so nice.
Yeah, they're really gorgeous.
Great HP.
Well, you want to talk about great HP? Look at ZX's unit.
Yeah, musculars. These were
203.
for a long time. I'm not sure they still are, but again, these were the highest EHP, effective health level 2s.
Indeed, I believe so. I think they are, especially with herding. I mean, forget about it.
I think they were the highest without herding, and herding makes them even better. They're just that good.
And you can see this rolling pin that Elias has put together here is insane.
Yeah, Elias
They're
is
relatively expensive, but he's just kept building them.
He's got more. He's gonna go and save ZX, and he can. These have the damage output to get through your units.
Indeed, and at this point I'm like, oh shit, I've got to go save Steve, so I'm sending some dolphins up to help him out.
Oh yeah.
Which do the job, but he's so damaged.
Yeah, his eco is really hurting. 7 hench. Oof.
And I've just been bloodied here. I just have to turn away, and all of a sudden there's
The
all
joke
these
of them
units
though is
coming
that
for
they
me.
are so fast in the water, they can just swim away. Interesting
that is
way
pretty
you
great.
take these, what you do with them. I think going up here and coming into Elias's base would have been really fun.
Yeah, that would have been smart. I don't think my brain's that big. I think I just panicked.
Yeah, the double coming down now with the high damage level 3 range. Really meaty level 2s as well as the supplementary level 2s from Elias. This is probably the end of you.
ZX hit level 3, and now all of a sudden there's cuttlefish lines, and I'm like, how did he do that when I thought I was applying so much pressure? And at the end of the day, I just didn't have the impact. And like within 20 seconds, this game is suddenly just over for
you're
me.
at level 3 as well though, so if you can get enough of these out...
It was a reflex level 3 though. Like I only went level 3 after he did.
Ah, okay. I mean, if you focus the melee and the range units don't get involved, you...
Oh, I can defeat
have no
that
hench.
wave. Yeah, exactly.
Eureka's
Elias,
It's
Elias raided. He sent just a few level 2 units around, took out all my hench.
And these run attack moves, they're running over. Oh, well.
Oof.
Oh, I did it all the time. You caught them quickly though, so I forgive you.
Thank you.
Just never look at my replays and see how often I have idle hench from attack move.
Oh, it's so fun to point out in replays, but everybody does it.
Hey, you do a good job raiding here though. This is smart. These were the units that were at the base. So.
Exactly.
It's the old
But
too little,
really-
too late though, I'm afraid.
Oh, look at that, the cloud of blue on the map. This was absolutely a Kiki-esque display from ZX. I really think that, because he hit level 3 and all of a sudden he just had this cloud of
It
units.
just completely snowballed as well.
And he doesn't even have that much economically. He just spent it really smartly.
Why, he does have mid. He has got a good foothold in mid. And it's not like he hasn't got the gen or multiple expos, but it's an extra expo, and that's something that you didn't have. You had your base, which was being raided, this expo, and this expo. But you didn't ever have a really strong foothold in.
No, that's
and
right.
He also had, obviously, his gen over here, so done okay. With 3 gens, you only had 2, I believe.
No, I took the one in the water as well.
Okay,
I took that one really early, so we had 3 gens each, I think.
Okay.
But the coal economy is where he beat me on there.
Steve did a good job recovering mostly. Pistol Shrimp Lioness, I love to see this.
But ultimately, chunked to death.
By the chunky boy. And that's the end of the game.
And that's game. That's Steve forfeiting. Really great. I think that's all the replays we really saved from our 2v2 series today, but absolutely hats off to Elias and Yagami or ZX. Fantastic set of games. Lots of
Yeah, they're both definitely becoming much better games. So there's going to be some more competition in the tourney. I'm really excited, like I said, for the World Cup. So keep an eye on, on Poland and Sweden. I knew you said Swoland then. That would be a really cool matchup too. Let's go Swoland.
Well, hey, you never know. Maybe there will be Team Swoland.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards that now. That sounds like a lot of fun.
All right, okay, well, let's end it here. Thanks again for watching. If you are interested in joining the Discord, there'll be a link to the Discord and also the Patreon where you can support the wonderful developers of Tellurian in the description down below. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hosting this with me, Will. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks very much. Catch you later, guys.